Welcome to this LouieTeeNetwork exclusive. This is something I've been working on for probably the last month or two. I didn't know when I was going to be able to unleash it because the NFL had put out two separate dates regarding, the transferal of ownership and whether they were going to push the Harris Group's offer through or if they're going to continue to tell them they needed to work on certain things. July 20th was the first date that they set tentatively, and August 8th, if that July 20th date didn't work, was going to be the second date. Well, over the weekend, I'm pretty sure most of you have heard, the NFL announced that the owners will meet on July 20th with the hopes of finalizing the sale of the Commanders to the Harris Group and pushing that through. That would be perfect timing because it would be right on the precipice of training camp getting underway for not only the Washington Commanders, but all the teams in the NFL for the most part. Probably the two teams in the Hall of Fame game would have already hit camp, and there'll probably be other teams that have already hit camp by that point. But it would give the Harris Group time to settle in, kind of experience training camp, kind of survey the landscape, so to speak, and then they can start the process of figuring out what the next moves will be. And so it's a great time to be alive if you're a Washington fan, because we're excited. This is the moment we've waited for. And with that said, I've been planning this series that I feel like is the exclamation point on what's been a fantastic offseason. And I'm a big healer, right? But look, so you guys know me. The ones that have been watching me for long enough know that I have a psychology background. And so with that comes the whole process. And, step one on the road to recovery is acknowledging that there's a problem. We've long acknowledged that there's been a problem in Washington. The problem was, for us, is that we couldn't control the situation, right? We had no control. We were helpless bystanders in everything that was happening to this organization because Daniel Snyder ran this organization. He was the owner. And until he decided he was no longer going to be the owner, or someone else, the powers may be, decided that he wasn't going to be the owner of this franchise, we were stuck. And some people said, you know what? I'm not stuck. I'm getting out. Whether they went and rooted for another team, they stopped rooting for the organization altogether, stopped watching football altogether, whatever the case may be. Those of us who, remained loyal, we were stuck. and we had to endure all of the nonsense that Daniel Snyder put us through for the last 2 decades plus. And thus, we incurred a lot of scars as a fan base. And it's going to take time. Time heals all wounds. All right, at least that's what a wise woman once told me. These are some deep ones, man. So I feel like in order for us to move forward, to enjoy, because I think this is still a fragmented, segmented fan base that's been through a lot. And so, again, a lot of healing needs to take place. In order for us to move forward, however, you have to acknowledge the past, okay? Acknowledge the reign of terror. And that's what this series is entitled, The Reign of Terror, chronicling every single season under Daniel Snyder's watch and kind of leading us into the present. And so I'm going to take you on a journey. And for some of you, this is going to be a bit of a history lesson, maybe, because you may not have been a fan of the team as long. For some of you, this is just reliving something that you've already gone through. But you need to do that. For those of us who have lived this, who have gone through this period, you need to be able to relive this and say, you know what? I've acknowledged it. Now I'm ready to move forward. Okay? So this is, to me, the final step as we get closer and closer to the NFL owners ratifying everything and making it official, and us finally being able to wash our hands clean of Dan Snyder once and for all. I think this is the perfect time to put that exclamation point on his reign of terror so that we can move past it and into the future and not look back. All right. There'll be times where we look back, but we don't have to continue to talk about it. Right. This is why I'm doing this, because in order to move forward, you have to acknowledge the past and you have to let yourself know that it's okay. I don't have to be bonded by that and banned. I don't have to be, I can be freed from the bondage, right? That burden that has been the last 23 years under Daniel Snyder. I can be freed from that. I can move forward. It is okay. So, starting tonight, you're going to get the first episode, which is 1999. All right. And each day thereafter, there will be another episode, and it'll be the very next year. So forth until we get to present day. Okay. So it's going to be a fun series. I've enjoyed creating this. I think you guys are going to enjoy reliving some of the moments, the ones that are at least the ones that were really fun. Like 99 is fun. It's my favorite year of the Snyder regime. And really, coincidentally enough, it was the year that he had the least amount of control. So I guess that's probably why, you know. But that was the last time I thought we legitimately had a shot to win a Super Bowl. It was 1999. So we'll start with 99. We'll work our way all the way to 2022. And then we'll be able to turn the page and look forward to new ownership and see where this thing takes us. All right. So that's what we should be looking forward to. And I can't wait. Bart Scott. Can't wait. So 6 o'clock tonight, you will get the first upload. And then every day thereafter at 2 p.m., you will get a new upload each day. All right. At 2 p.m., you will have a new upload each day, chronicling the next year in the reign of terror that was known as Daniel Snyder. I hope you guys enjoy this series as much as I enjoyed creating it. Reliving some of the great times, 99, 05, really, 04 through 07, you know, was a hell of a ride with Joe 2.0, right? Even the years where we weren't good, even the death of Sean Taylor, you know, those years, there was always hope. Hope springs eternal. And there was so much hope during that second Joe act, even though there was still dysfunction all around, right? The Adam Archulettas and the Antoine Randall-Els and the Brandon Lloyds, and I could go on and on. Despite all of that, you know, despite Dan firing up Redskins 1 and Vinny Serrato and that ridiculous laugh and all of the dysfunction that they created, there was still hope because Joe was here. So, I mean, 2012, obviously, 2015, there were some times, right? There were some good times, but most of it was terrible, right? Most of it was horrific. And so we're going to finally put this reign of terror to bed. And I hope to help you do that in a extremely fun and efficient way. So that's going to do it for me, your man Louie T, here on this exclusive LouieTeeNetwork update for you guys. Be on the lookout. 6 p.m. tonight. You'll get the first episode, chapter 1, 1999, and we will go from there. All right. Every day thereafter at 2 o'clock p.m., you should be expecting a brand new upload, and it may end up being noon. You know, just depends on production and how everything's going. Somewhere in that window from 12 to noon. Let's say that. 2 is good, but if I can get it out at noon, I'm going to have it out at noon. All right, the sooner the better. So it won't be any later than 2 p.m. though. Every day until we're done, until we get to the final chapter. Okay? So with that said, you guys enjoy the rest of your day. Have a good one, and I will see you on Thursday Night Live for the Command Post Live, where we will have some more statistics to talk about. We will go inside the numbers further on the offensive side of the football and any other topics that you would like to get to. And then we'll be going through this series. And also be on the lookout for 32 and 32, where I'll be covering all the teams in the NFL, giving you a preview of the upcoming season for every team in the NFL. You may be interested in that. You may not be interested in that, but that will be out as well. Until then, you guys, have a good one. God bless. Take care.
Louie T Network.